Hi guys, so this is one of the situations that can give stress to the student. One of them are examination. So these are the strategies of the examination. So the first one is give yourself time to study. Why? So that if you can remember or did you understand it. Second is to read the notes and highlight or familiarize the important details and be prepared for the exam. The third is do the memory dump, which is if you understand it, you can write it down so that you will not forget and relax yourself and be positive. The fourth one is do a group study or you will explain to others of what you understand the lesson. The fifth is listen attentively to last minute instruction given by the teacher. Why? So that they don't make mistake when answering. Six is read the test question very carefully and look for the details and answer all the questions. The last one is after you finish the exam, have time or review the examination if there is no mistake. Check to make sure you answer it before you pass it.
Okay guys, this is one of the situation on how you can overcome stress before the examination. Number one, get enough sleep so that you will have a refreshing memory. If you sleep late before the examination, it will only give you stress because you're tired and do not have enough sleep. Number two, take regular breaks. Do not excessively tire yourself. Number three, avoid other stressed people because it will only give you more stress. Number four, learn and apply time management techniques for your studies. Number five, finish assignments and PTs early on so that it will not be a hindrance to your studies. Number six, doing some exercises help cope with stress. Number seven, do not fill your thoughts with negativity. Be positive. Number seven, engage yourself with fun activities.
Everyone, so let's talk about deadline stress. Stress state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Our example is deadline that causes stress not only does putting off a task until its deadline. Create a stress researchers found it also brain cells lessens creativity and that the associated stress can have a debilitating effect on one's health. Besides poor management of time, there are other reasons that can hold a person back from completing a project or assigned task on time. Arbitrary deadlines, multiple projects, low workforce are some of the reasons that might make a professional miss a deadline. To overcome deadline stress, relax and stay calm. Try setting earlier task completion times like adding a day or two and then reward yourself for meeting those times. Adding a buffer is also useful because it helps to assume others will be late. As a deadline setter, you should ask for items up to 2 days in advance. Break, break your project down into manageable tasks with due dates for each component. Build in a buffer by overestimating how long a task will take. Be realistic and don't ignore how long it's taken to complete the same task in past. If you're still feeling stressed, ask yourself if it's really the deadline to be blamed.
One of the situations that gives stress to students nowadays, especially during online classes, is poor time management. So how can we handle this situation? One of the best examples is plan ahead by creating a to-do list. Identify what you need to do, then prioritize the task based on when the homework is due and how much time you need to complete. This gives you a set of plan for the day, whether it's just a list of priorities or a full schedule for the day. Having a plan will ensure that you know what to do and when. Unless there's a pressing priority, it's important to also consider what sort of homework you're in the mood to do. Like, do you feel creative or do you feel focused? The next best solution is Only do one thing at a time. If you're trying to juggle multiple works, you'll likely end up being less productive. Turn off devices that you can, and no matter what, don't switch to another task until one before it is complete. This may be a hard habit to break, but it's worth it. Removing distractions takes discipline and practice. Do one thing at a time, and if it helps, use a timer to schedule your focus time.
Pressure of combining paid work and study. As a working student, you have to find a balance that works for you. It is a challenge all by itself. When you add the responsibility of working a job while earning a degree, there's a naturally going to be an added level of pressure and stress. And while this is a pretty common for students, there's the challenge of dealing with that kind of stress in a way that's going to render a positive outcomes towards your academic work. Here are some tips that will help you to not pressure while combining your studies and part-time work. Adapt a structured work pattern. When you're splitting your time to focus on more than one thing, a structured pattern comes in handy. Since the school already provides structure for your academic life, you need to establish the same for your work life. Having a definitive structure to work will help you keep your focus even on days when you have crazy schedules. Make time for unwinding. Unlike all the other students who have a lot of free time in their hands, you use yours to earn extra cash. Other than that, you cannot be at your best if your brain is exhausted. Set aside at least one day each week when you do nothing else other than relaxing.
Plan ahead. If you're going to find the perfect balance between your work and studies, you have to plan ahead. You need to find flexible job that allows you to work around your school timetable. You should understand that your academics are always the priority. If you're always missing lectures because of work, you should consider finding another part-time job. Stay organized. You have to keep track of all your deadlines and make sure you deliver. On other hand, make sure your assignments are submitted on time as well. Staying on top of things saves you from dealing with the pressure of doing things last minute. Communicate. Even though your studies are priority, your job is just as important. There is a reason you choose to take a part-time job. If you want to keep it, you have to communicate with your employer. If anything comes up last minute and you cannot make it work, make sure you tell your employer about it. Your employer is likely to be more sympathetic if they know why you did not show up from your work.
So, mao to, base sa akong experience, pag grade 9 na ako, kay kibihan ko sa akong mama sa yang igagaw. So, katong time na to, kay na-stress ko, kay syempre di akong ganana, magkalagyo mi sa akong mama, kay kamera mang duha. Ako kila sa akong papa, ako kila sa ako mga idsuon. Kamera dyan duha as in. Mao to, na-stress ko, nagbisyo ko, sige ko inom, sige ko sigarilyo antud sa niabot na time nga ni try na kog marijuana antud sa mukating nako din ako sigso sa eskwelahan ni akong grades puro bagsak. Mao to nag-away mo sa akong mama, mas na-stress pa ko kay nag-rebelde naman ko sa yaha niya antud sa naabot ang time nga yan akong gikuha dire. Iyan akong gipare sa Cebu. Iyan akong ipaskwela. Mao to, nagbag-o ko gamay, akong gihimong paagi para magka-okay mi kay. Nangayo kog pasaylo. nag-istorya min duha. Taga Domingo sige mig simba. So para sa ko lang ay nalipay lang ko mo to. Mao din ang pagpag-usa ko kinahanglan kabo ka mangayog pasaylo sa usa ka tawo. Maora.
Experience si mama pag-away. Yan inayat si mama 2 or 3 days. Okay na sila. And then after that, another problem na sa dili same problem. Manato nila si papa. Nga dito, tawag si mama, nitawag ni Lola. So, si Lola ni Ari Dere. And then now to Cebu. After that, Ari ni Lola is nag-set din si Lola ng date para mag-fix sila. Gusto nila. Based my experience sa lain is babiyan sa mga papa is the way they forget their pain is to drugs, alcohol, smoke, or to snatch or to kill para mawala ng sakit or makaligtan na ng mama para lang mo na ilang mawala ng sakit. And that's thank you.